Meantime, WikiLeaks has released damaging new information that a CIA project called Cherry Blossom has been hacking into home Wi-Fi routers since 2007. That's not all. The CIA reportedly used that hack as a listening device. And for more on this developing story, we're joined by cybersecurity expert and CEO of MGT Capital, John McAfee. Welcome, John.
Thank you very much.
And so first, I want to go back to Alexei's report. I mean, we just heard about a massive information being put out there, roughly 25 terabytes worth of information being accessed without a password. I mean, just to be clear, this information was not stolen by hackers. It was actually there and without a password. And I mean, with so many of us having passwords on our phone, how is this even possible?
Well, hacking happens all the time. The thing that concerns me is not so much the fact that the information was available. All of this information you can buy from Google. What concerns me is how did they get this information? My phone number, my address, my age, my marital status, my preferences, whether or not I believe in Obamacare, what do I feel about immigration, what do I feel about our national policy. Every single political attitude is in that database for virtually every adult in America. Now, shouldn't we be asking the question, how did this data company even acquire that information? That's what concerns me, because once you get the information into a database, it will be hacked, it will be let loose. This is just a fact of life these days, and something we should be concerned about. But far more concerning to me is, how did it happen? It happened because companies like Google and Facebook acquired data on every one of us, what blogs we are visiting, even our messages that we pass on Facebook, our instant messages on Twitter, are accessible. And these things are collected so that we have no privacy. What concerns me about this is, if you look at the data in this 25 terabytes, it's almost every political attitude a person could have, and my phone number, and the jobs that I've had, and my health records.
Yeah.
Please.
A lot of people.
This is the concern. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want that information public, especially their political stances. I mean, it causes so much friction nowadays. I mean, maybe your close family members can know how you feel, but, you know, publicly out there, again, a lot of people just don't want people to know. But moving on now to WikiLeaks, you know, they just released those secret documents revealing that home routers from 10 different manufacturers can be turned into listening posts that the CIA can monitor. I mean, this sounds similar to, you know, those other devices, like some televisions that are being used as listening devices. So were you personally shocked at these findings?
Well, no, I mean, myself and every other security professional have known about this and have been warning about this. It's not just the CIA. All of these routers, and that's virtually every router that's in use in the American home, are accessible to hackers, to the CIA, that they can take over the control of the router. They can monitor all of the traffic, and worse, they can download malware into any device that is connected to that router. So I personally never connect to any Wi-Fi system. I use the LTE on my phone. I know that sounds crazy, but that's the only way that I can be secure, because every router in America has been compromised. We have all known this, and we've been warning about it for years. Nobody pays attention until something like WikiLeaks comes up and says, look, this is what's happening. Then the world goes, oh, but we've been saying it for years. And it is devastating in terms of the impact on American privacy, our individual privacy, because once the router is compromised, and it infects the cell phones that are attached, your laptop, your desktop computer, your tablet, then they become compromised. And not only can you watch the data, you can start listening to conversations. You can start watching through the cameras on these devices.
So you're saying even when we go to something like, say, Starbucks and get on the free Wi-Fi, that our information can be compromised? Wow. Incredible.
As a matter of fact, if you actually go to Starbucks and get on the free Wi-Fi, you're being very foolish, because not only is the router compromised at Starbucks, but there are people in Starbucks that have devices pretending to be Wi-Fi, and you're connecting to them sometimes, and they're monitoring all of your traffic, reading your emails, and your text messages, listening to your conversations. So this is the problem. Yeah. The fundamental issues, we are completely blind as to our circumstances in regards to security.
Well, I mean,
and that's why
I know you kind of laid it out for us, but can you kind of recap What are your thoughts ethically with the CIA using technology this way? And do you think they have the right without the American people's consent?
Of course not. Of course not. There's nothing in the American Constitution which gives the government the right to invade the privacy of my home or any place that I am where I have the presumption of privacy. Of course it's not ethical. Of course it's unconscionable. And we have very few means of combating this. My own company, MGT, has a product coming out soon called Sentinel, which will prevent this from happening in corporations, but nothing for the home yet. And we're working on that, but it'll be 6 months to a year before that comes out. So we're totally helpless. We are in a situation with our government where they know everything about us, and we know nothing about what the government is doing.
Wow.
They have the right to privacy and secrecy, but the individual does not anymore.
Well, good to know, and we'll certainly be careful on where we go online nowadays. Thank you so much, John McAfee, CEO of MGT.
Thank you.